Hello guys, it's Paula and I'm here today for us to work on this collage book. We got to get this thing finished and we're not far from doing that. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing okay. So I was not super happy with my doctor's appointment on my hip, so I'm not even going to go into it, but it was not what I wanted it to be. So I already tore this half off. I was going to do something else with this half, but it's somewhere in this mix. And I just laid it up here, and this will work. And I was looking to see if this would work here. This is one of my last doily release. So I'm using a couple of those doilies in this book. So it's got this cool big old basket, and the other half is just like this half, okay? But I thought, you know, we could do something different in this one, and I'm trying to do some of the different things in it as we're getting toward the end. Yeah, and this is on cardstock instead of copy paper, so it's a little heavier, which means when you do it like that, you need to make sure you put extra glue on there to hold everything down, because it's harder to get it to stay on. Okay, and definitely want to use a quality glue stick like Yoo-Hoo or whatever's the quality one in your neck of the woods. Does that make sense? Okay, so didn't do a great tear on that one, so I think what I'm going to do is just fold it back and forth and just tear it. I want it to kind of be straight so we don't lose any of the basket, instead of, you know, just wildly tearing it. Does that make sense? I just want to make sure it goes in the right direction. It's kind of hard to get it on cardstock to go where you want it to go. So, yeah. So got this one more side to tear. I just can't get the ruler to stay down. It's just not cooperating. And I think that I'm going to tear this little section right here off. I don't want that white on there. I'd rather have the background. Now, this is not a perfect size. As you can see, it's never the right, it's never right on the bottom. It's usually just two. I'm going to tear a little bit more of this from the other side, because it kind of looks like it's not short enough. It needs to be where it doesn't go down into the gut of the book. Okay. Well, come on, what's the deal? Of course, I have to tear such a tiny amount. If you can't hold your weight on this, my hands are not super strong. I have to do it little sections at a time. Come on, come on. Okay, here we go. On the paper, when you use just copy paper, it's much easier to tear in these situations. So, yeah, this got torn lots of places. I did not want it to get torn, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead, since we tore that side off, and go ahead and tear off this side, right? And, of course, I didn't do it perfect. Let me get my scissors. Just going to get my little scissors out and just kind of cut it the same. Okay? Both of them are going to need to be somewhat the same for what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to put this right here, and of course on the bottom we don't have a real clean look. So I'm trying to think, what do I want to do to give it a clean look? No, I don't know. Seems like I use this paper all the time. How about some text? let's see what this text. I got this one because it had blue in it. And this is one of Rachel's at Roxy Creation, I believe. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is tear it in half and take these small edges off. And again, this is on paper, so it should tear without too much trouble. Okay, come on, come on. Come on, come on. There we go. Now we're getting there. Now we're talking. Okay, so what have you guys been up to? I hope you enjoyed the video, which was part 1 of the new book that's coming up. Or the new journal, I should say. Okay, so I'm thinking we can add this down here. Let's just tear it right here while we're at it. I have no plans for this. I just wanted to use it in my book because, you know, I felt like I had done my doilies up. I wanted to get them done so I could get them released, but I also want to be able to use them in a project so you guys can see the different things that you can do with them. There is 4 or 5, I believe there's 5 different doilies in this kit, and I've got one of them here. Here is one of them. And then there's like 3 more. Okay, I don't think I have those out. I'll have to look, but there's some really cute ones. I'm about to come out with something I created out of another paper item. So I have all these plans. I'm going to do some mixed media ones. It's just like I feel like I never have 5 minutes. Do you ever feel that way? I'm like, okay, I need to do this and I need to do that. Oh, when am I going to do that? And then, oh, I'm tired. I need a nap. Sadie and I have been taking naps, and it sure has helped me sleep better. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to tear around this. Keep your fingers crossed that I don't disrupt something crazy, because this is hard paper to tear. And try not to tear whatever it is that's on there as well. I don't want to cut into the flowers. This is a cross stitch that was on like a special shape end table, and it is very vintage, and they wanted more money for it because of that. Can you believe them? Yeah, it wasn't your everyday cheap little doily, but I saw it and I thought, how cool is that? I can do that in the book, and I can do it here and there, and yeah. So I got all worked up about it, and I bought it anyway. And Rick is like, whatever you want. He says that a lot. He is a spoiler. He spoils me and my daughter. I mean, he's very protective of her, and he spoils her too. So, here we're going to do it right here. This just didn't work out like I wanted it to on the page. So we're just going to tear around this, and then I'm going to ink around it because it has all these raw edges. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down into the letters, and then I'm going to put some more letters at the top. Yeah, I like that. How about you? So I'm going to put some ink on here, especially around this area, and you know, so that it has a separation. Yeah, my tearing was not perfect, but that's okay. This must be a newer ink pad because it's really putting out the ink. And that's okay, I don't mind. I end up inking them pretty dark anyway when it's all said and done. Well, let me get this right here. I want to keep that together. Let's do this side. And as usual, I have no room on my table. I've been working all day trying to get the pages and the spine and all the stuff decided. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let me get another piece of the, where'd it go? Trying to find where it went. Okay, another piece of the letter. Did I leave it underneath something? That's nuts. I just had it. There it is. Right here. Okay. So I'm just going to tear another. Oh, great, Paula. I just got ink all over the back of the book. Yeehaw, Paula. It's all right. I'm getting it off right now. Luckily, it's, you know, it comes off with water. It's one of Tim Holt's. Okay. So I'm going to see how much do we need. Tear off about this much. Now see, that was much easier. Let's see if I can get this straight edged here a little bit. Wouldn't you know it? That's okay. I'm getting another piece. We're going to make it work. It has to work like I say. All right. Normally when I collage, I would not even worry about anything being straight or crooked or whatever. But I want this to look like one piece under this top. Okay, like this. Okie doke. Let me make sure you guys can see. I'm in kind of an awkward position because I'm just trying to fit on the table. The table is pretty tight with stuff. My friend is coming over tomorrow we're going to make some cards together. Looking forward to that. And what else do I have going? That's really about it. My house is the pits because they're coming to redo my bathroom, I think, next week. Or they're going to start at least one day next week. So that's exciting. My glue stick almost did a forward row. I'm telling you. Okay. Okay. Now, come on. Cooperate. I'm going to turn this kind of around a little bit so we can all see what we're doing. Much better. I love this text paper, Rachel. It's really nice. Okay. So, be nice to put it in the right upright position too. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit more glue because it is definitely heavier. Okay, put that up there for now. So I'm just going to start smearing it on here and hope for the best. You got to be pretty fast because then it starts drying where you left off. Are you guys still enjoying this series, or are you ready for me to stop it and just get it finished? I don't want to bore you guys to death. Let me know in the comments if you're sick of it. And if the majority say they want to continue, that's what I'll do. Okay. I just don't want to bore you. I know it seems like, you know, when you can tell sometimes when people are getting bored when your subscribers kind of go down. Mine's not going down, but they're not moving super fast up. So I like to make sure you guys are enjoying whatever project we're doing. Okay, so there we go. It's not perfect, but it works, right? And I don't know what we're going to do with it. I guess we're just going to talk about flowers in this one, right? It's a flower basket. So let's go over on this side, and I've got this if I wanted to add it, but I don't. I don't like that. So I think we need something blue up against this. We've got 3 pockets to deal with on this one. And I'm just thinking, here is the other doily. Maybe we will let it be the lower pocket. Yeah, and then we can work out what we're going to do. Now we want to make sure that we're in the right spot on the doily itself. And then I'm just kind of using my fingernail and marking where to, you know, where to use the ruler. And going from there. Okay, guys, let's do it. Now let's do this one down here first. Get it down here so we can put it on the paper. Now this one is on cardstock. Not cardstock. It's on copy paper, so it's much easier to tear it when it's like that. Let's see. Want to put it right here. This doily is also a cross stitch. So, yeah. We'll tear it on this side now. Let's see. Let's kind of tear. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to. I want to use this little tiny bit right here. I kind of like that edging. And I'm on the wrong side of the ruler. That's why that one didn't tear. Come off of there. Come on. Sometimes it just wants to be a pain. There you go. That's better. Okay, now we need to decide how long we need it. I almost feel like this is still too wide. It is, but let's get the length, and then we can go from there. Okay, right there. So it's not going to be centered, but that's okay. We don't have enough space to center it. Let's see. Well, wait a minute. I bet we do. How about we take off this and see if we can center it from the other side. Yeah, we can. Perfect. It's not a perfect center, but it's better than it being lopsided. Okay, so the book is getting where it is, you know, it's got an alligator mouth. So it's hard to keep this side back, but this is so light that I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of ink on it so we can see the edges. It's kind of blending into the book. I don't want it to do that. Now this top portion is going to have to be torn a little bit more. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now we'll put a little ink on there. Now another thing we got to remember to do, and I don't always remember this, and that is ink the pockets. So these pockets are glued down, and you know, when you just glue a pocket down, it's tighter than the average pocket. So we got to make sure we get we got 2 pockets on this side. 2 pockets. And we haven't done one like this, so I thought we might as well, since it's, you know, since it's so close to the end. Okay, now I want to prop it up so that you can see this side. I hope you're seeing it okay, guys. I think what I'm going to do, instead of putting the paper over there, is I'm going to put the glue straight onto the book so I can hold it down and get plenty of glue on there. And then we'll just put it down, and we'll add glue wherever we might need to add it. Okay. I think it's easier to do that than it is to fight trying to keep the book open, right? All right. Yeah, I like the way that's looking. Awesome. Whoops. Oh my goodness, guys. I am so sorry. We're still going. I don't know what happened. I guess I got too excited about it. Sorry. I know that's not cool, so I try not to do that sort of thing any more than necessary. Okay, so on this, we could use this up here, give it some kind of trim, but in this one, I think we're going to actually use the blue. Now, I'm going to try to cut it a little longer so we can kind of fold it and stick it inside the pocket like we've been doing. Not a lot, but a little bit. Okay, so now we've got that. I feel like I'm a construction woman. I know that sounds dumb. I don't know why I said that. But you know what I'm saying. You start working on these things and you're building. You're building this way and building that way. Okay. And it's warm under these lights. Okay, so I'm going to tear right here down this way and make sure I've torn high enough. I think I did. If not, we'll pull some more off of there. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let's put a little glue on, a little ink on there too, since we inked everything else. I'm not too worried about a lot of ink. It's just there's division in this by each pocket, and I want it to pop. And this is a new ink pad. That's why it's a little darker than usual. Let's see if this is all going to fit correctly. Yes, it is. So I'm going to do the ink on the back of this now. I think this is the last time I can use this book page. Yeah, it's starting to take stuff away from me. I'm going to turn it this way So maybe you guys can see a little better. Now I'm going to slide this one little thing down inside this pocket. It's easier when there's no glue on it. I will say that. And you just kind of have to hold it towards you. It's not simple. Because then when you let go, something always does not cooperate. Okay, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Now let's see if I can get it down in there. I don't know. It's starting to stick. There we go. Just gotta get it in there. All right. Yeehaw. You know me and my cowboyness. Okay, so I don't like this big gap right here, and I know that's silly, but I don't. And this is where the little gap, the big gap came from. So I'm going to put some glue on it and put it there. Hopefully. It might not go all the way down, but it's going to go on here somewhere. There we go. Just put it on there like I'm working a puzzle. Okay, so you can hear stuff falling over, and that's because I have no space. All right, I'm going to glue this page. Glue it down. I'm sorry, I'm off camera on this, wrestling with this thing, with this book. If we have time, we might do two layouts today. That way, we can get this knocked out, right? Because I'm thinking this is kind of the focal point right here and here. I'm trying to decide, do I want this here, which it's a green color, which I feel like doesn't match anything. But we also still have the words. So I'm thinking we could put the words there, or we can put some lace, pretend lace, digital lace. We've got this blue right here, and I will tell you, this is Rachel's at Roxy Creation, so I'm using her stuff today, and my doilies. Okay, so let's tear off the top of the lace, and on this I'm going to have to, I don't know what happened to my little scissors. There they are. Because it has a scallop bottom, I'm going to go ahead and trim around it. I don't know if this is going to be the right way. Let's do this right here. Let me see where I need to cut. Now I'm just kind of cutting straight down on it, and then I'm going to get my big scissors and get rid of these little edges. And I'm going to let me just cut down through this. Get this big bulkiness away. And I want to go ahead and put the scallops on it, because I think we'll have a better look if I do. Okay, and I'm just going to, they're not going to be perfect. I'm going to do it really quick. But you get the drift. Whoops. So I'm thinking that maybe on one of our Christmas days, we can make a card or two. I have so many things. I've had people, several of you, ask me about making some cards. So instead of just our little, let me see if that's going to fit real quick. I don't know, guys, because I don't want to lose our scallop down in the bottom, so we could flip it over and do it like this, only down inside. Now let's see how far we can go down inside on both of these, and I'm just gonna cut a little niche right there out. And we'll add also a little bit of ink around this to show the scalloped area. And I'm just going to hit it like I'm not doing anything fancy around the scallops. I'm just hitting it with some ink just to kind of let you notice that it's actually not straight. I think we all know that, right? So I do think on this, if we have time after doing the second one, we can go ahead and, let me get rid of all this trash. I've been just throwing it over here so I'd have time to move quickly. Okay. And then we can decide if we want to put anything else on this page. Maybe some butterflies, or I don't know. I just think it'd be pretty with some kind of dimension, don't you? Now, when I say dimension, I don't mean in this situation that I want to put pop dots or anything. I don't mean that, because we don't have room for that. But something, you know, just something. Okay. All right. Now, I know that this is going to be tricky, keeping this down. Hopefully it will stay down. I'll keep an eye on it. You need to cut this end off. It's hanging off down here. Okay. All right, guys. So this is I'm going to move some trash before we move on to the next one, because it's taken me over. I really didn't get anything out for, here's this page right here. You can see the lace up here, and the second doily and the first doily, and some of Rachel's cool background paper. So I want to definitely get down in there and ink, because that one little spot doesn't have paper, and I don't want it to, be dark and not have, you know. Okay, this ink is much darker than I expected, but there's nothing to do about it now. So I'm just going to make it look like it was on purpose. Now, I might add some more to that side later, but we have to make things to put in these two pockets. But we're going to move on, and we may or may not do that together. We'll see. But you'll see what all ends up in it later. We didn't ink this, did we? Got these little white edges going on here. Now, I want to look in my my little box that I've been keeping my collage sheets. And I'm going to put it here on my trash can. Excuse me, I'm going to look for a specific paper. Oh, I just put it on here upside down. I would set it up there, guys, but there is nowhere to set it. So I'm looking for something. It's yellow. I'm going to see. There it is. Woohoo! You guys are going to like this. I'm just saying. Let me get a couple yellow things. And this is, I'm trying to remember who it is. I will put the link below. I just have to look it up on my computer and see who designed this paper. Here is another one of my digitals I was telling you about. That's one of them that goes with this last set. I don't know if I have other ones in here to show you. I thought I did, but you know, sometimes you can be very surprised. Okay. All right, so this is what we're going, not this. We're going to use the yellow. Okay, now I'm going to set that down. Get up here. And we're going to flip the page. Although it's very hard to get over to this side. But I do want to show you guys this paper. Now we've used it in purple. And now we're using it in yellow. This particular kit comes in yellow, pink, blue, lavender. This is the one that I used back here. Let me show you. On this one. See all the flowers in that background? Well, this is the same one, only in yellow. That's when we added all those houses and all that stuff. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is tear off the white edges. And I'm moving that while we do it. And we'll go from there. It has print in the background, so we can always add print around the edges, or on the top or on the bottom, however we wanted. I'm going to scream at this thing. It's like it just pulls right out of my ruler. Don't speak to me, paper. I'm angry with you. So I'm just going to do it like this. And I'll just kind of finally go off the page here in a second. There we go. Let's just do it all the way around and give a different tear look. Even though this isn't a tear in this specific project. Okay. I feel like so far this video has been a little crazy. And I hit the camera. Stuff was rolling and falling over. I'll try to do better next time, guys. Sometimes you just work with what you got, don't you? Okay. Let me get up here. Come on, come on. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing I want us to do is decide which one's going to go where. Okay. Man, I never dreamed when we got to the back of this book it'd be so hard to handle. It's really hard to work on it and hold onto it at the same time. Okay, let me see which way the flowers are growing. I guess she's got them all different directions. So I think what we'll do is try to cover the text and on both sides. And we may, yeah. I don't know if we're going to get that. I think what I'm going to do is just fold it in half and tear it. Because there's no getting it perfect on one side versus the other. And we have a pocket over here. So I don't know what will happen with that thing. Now if this one is big enough over here, and it is, we're going to put it there, and then we're going to put this at the bottom portion of the pocket. So, let me see. Get my pencil. All right. Now I'm going to tear that at that point, so we can have it setting right on the line. I got to find my other mark. Don't you love it? Trying to figure out where did I mark it. Let me look. I know I did. I guess we'll do it again. Okay, so that goes right there. I must have mark it there and here and here. Try that again. I know. Okay, there's the other mark. I see it now. Okay. All right. Now, I do want to take my eraser and erase the big ones because it looks yucky. Okay. All right, so let's start gluing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to put the glue straight down on the book again because I feel like we know we're covering all the text, right? So we just keep the glue on the text. Try to make it easy for yourself when you can. Because by the time you get to this point, if we hadn't been skipping days on this thing, it would have been exhausting, right? But by doing stuff in between, I really think it helped. Okay. Now let's make sure we're covering everything up there. And we are. Now, I don't know what we're going to do around the outside. We may do washi tape. It's kind of what I was thinking, but I don't think I have anything in this color. That's the problem. But, okay, so there's that side. And now we're going to do the same thing over here, only on the bottom because the top is separate. Okay. I love, love, love this yellow. And I think I have a good idea as to what we're going to, we're not going to ink this until it's over, all said and done, because, okay. Because it's, you know, it's not odd like the other one was thick and it, I don't know. You know, sometimes you think, why did I do it like that? Well, I like it with ink. It's just the paper that I had the copy on was too heavy for the book. But that's okay because I'm getting trash over here, so be out of my way. Okay, now, let's see. Now, for inside the pocket, we have this really pretty yellow with a little bit of a peachy pink color flowers, which is, you know, kind of like what we've got going on here. It is by the same person, I believe, but I have to check to be sure. And saying that, basically what I'm saying is I'll have to find them and link them in the bottom. Link them at the bottom of the page on my video. Whoops. So we don't have to go too far on this one because we're just going to do it inside the pocket. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, you heard me. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to take this all the way up. Now, I know that nothing else is all the way up, but I'm going to do it like this. Okay, I'm marking where I can feel the pocket. Okay. Okay, I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger Okay, I got someone licking on my leg. You know who that is. She's had a lonely day because Dad and I had to run some errands. He went with me to the doctor, and he's working on the electrical work to put my bathtub in. So, I'm excited. I'm trying to find a chandelier. I'm making this like a spa room for me, even though it is an old person's tub. Don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh at me. It is a walk-in tub. I know you've seen them on TV. Everybody has. My husband's dad was the person that originally invented the walk-in tub. Did you know that? Yes. He had made them. There's one in my husband's, the house that he grew up in. And it's still there. His brother has that house. But anyway, it is there. And his mother, who lived to be 92, really got to use it, which is what is super great about that, and is exactly what his father wanted. But now they're made different. They've changed them up a lot. Let me move this so I can get this in camera. I just know something's going to go falling off the table in a minute. Anyway, so his dad had his own business for years, forever. And he had invented those tubs. He also was involved in the big tower, the prayer tower, at Oral Roberts University. We've got pictures of him standing with the model in his hand, and you know, he was proud of that, and his mother was super proud of that. And that's back when, I'm sure you guys have heard of these things. That's back when ORU's campus wasn't even built yet, that the prayer tower was considered. And it's just interesting. And then, when Oral Roberts opened the hospital, do you guys know what I'm talking about? The City of Faith Hospital? Okay, I worked, that was my first job, was in that building with a plastic surgeon on the 47th floor. And so I have a lot of memories there, and that's where I was at today, because now, for years, it sat empty. And now it is open again. Cancer Treatment Center of Tulsa opened it first. And after that, a lot of the doctors put a hospital in there. And it's a doctor-owned hospital. And so, I don't know how I got off on that subject. Anyway, there's a lot of my physicians are in that building now. And I go into the building and I think, oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've worked here. And it's kind of, it's a lot of deja vu going on, but they've made a lot of changes, and it's really, really nice. They have valet parking for the patients and the families and the hospital and clinics, and so that's nice. Anyway, but just more and more and more of the doctors are headed that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do strips. And I think I don't like the way the outer section of this has, how it has just big gaps of the book. So we're going to put some of these around because it's the right color. And I think it'll look good. Give it kind of a frame. We've done this on some of the other pages, and we've been happy with it. So, same thing. Okay, now we'll do the sides first, and then we can come back and do the tops and bottoms. Okay, I'm sitting here wondering, I'm thinking, I'll put it that way. I'm thinking we have a lot of yellow flowers to pick from in my buckets over here. I'll get it off my tongue in a minute. In my buckets. Okay, so we're just going to line it up here, because we can't leave any page without it being covered, because it just wouldn't look right. Now we've got a very small area right there. Only one side really needs it. The other side, I guess I got closer to the spine. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's start up here and then just come straight down. And I'm trying to stay off the picture of the center picture and just be on, you know, the lower part. So here, I'm going to go ahead and tear this and do the bottom and the top. And that way it'll make it go a little bit faster. And then maybe we can make some of the stuff inside. Okay, so put some glue on here. You know, I start off every time I do this thinking, I have no idea what I'm going to do today. So I suggest to you that you do that, because I think that's what gives you an interesting look from, you know, what you've done. If I had thought about everything too much, it would have drove me crazy. You know, it's kind of like having a day you think, I don't know what video I'm going to do today. And you can think and think, and nothing will come to your head if you do that. So I just get on here and just do it. Now, in the beginning, I may have not done that, but that's what I do now. Okay, so let's put this one on there. Another long one. And I'm going to see, I think we need to go ahead and put one. Let me turn my book. Let's put one down here. But I don't want to go too close, because it just causes problems. Especially when your book starts going different directions. You know, like it's took on a different shape is what I'm saying. This book has taken on a different shape. And that's because we've torn out so many pages. Well, you can see what I'm talking about. See how the spine is? It's like everything's working itself this to the right, not the left. And then you get here, and that's why it starts. This is how my Christmas December daily ended up last year. It was so full of stuff that there was absolutely no way I was going to get another thing in it. And honestly, it had way too much. So I'm going to try to do better this year and not put as much bulk. And that's what I recommend for you. The less bulk, the better. Okay, so now we're putting this trim around the bottom and the sides. And then we will decide how we want to decorate it. Okay. See, it just looks better when you don't leave it with bare spots around the sides. It's, I don't know, I just like it better. So, let me see how much time we have, and then we will determine whether or not, oh, we got 5 minutes. Well, let me tell you what I'm thinking for this one. I can come back and do a second video, and then we can do the pockets. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say goodbye to you now, and we're going to have part 2 to this video. But we'll actually just call it the next part of my husband has been putting Roman numerals on there for the different parts. I'm sorry. He has to have something to do. So I can't remember all of them. I mean, I'll remember certain ones. So you got to look it up to know what part. If you wanted to say, oh, go watch part 17 to somebody, who's going to know which one is 17? Not the majority. So I'll say goodbye to you now. I appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next video. We'll pick up from right here. Bye.